You know, even though I mainly review and play video games, there are other things that I enjoy doing, like going on logs, looking at memes, and spamming SMP's DMs full of Instagram reels.
You cannot deny that you trespass on my tower almost every day!
You cannot deny these nuts!
But, and especially if you know me in real life, all 3 people, learn mythology! I also have video games to thank for getting me into mythology, cause schools make me hate everything they teach. I especially have God of War for getting me into Greek and Norse mythology, and I also have the mythology guy in his videos to thank for making me learn about other pantheons like Egyptian, Aztec, and Celtic. Again, more so than schools. But today's game is an adaptation of Greek mythology, and no, I'm not talking about any of the games that are loose adaptations of Hercules. JonTron already did that. I'm of course talking about one of Nintendo's least used IPs. Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down? Fair. The funniest thing last year was still the F-Zero fake out.
The first F-Zero game returns as a 99-player battle royale.
But actually, to start the new year, welcome to my review of Kid Icarus for the NES. Also, do you like my new stills? Yeah, for the first time you emote less like a Yogi Bear cartoon.
Oh, thank God. Listen, man, this asshole just turned me into an eggplant, but I gotta go back like 20 levels to get healed.
Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome back everyone to a brand new review, and welcome to the first review of the new year that should hopefully do better than last year's. To start things off simple, tonight's subject is Kid Icarus. Now Kid Icarus, known in Japan as Light Mythology, Palutena's Mirror, cause you know them and their long ass names like, I'm the villainous, so I'm taming the final boss makes the bad girl the best girl. What the fuck even is this?
Don't believe them, Google it.
Now Kid Icarus is a 2D side-scroller and platformer and was released for the Famicom in December of 1986 in Japan before releasing in July of 1987 for the US. It was also later re-released for the GBA in August of 2004, only in Japan, before its final re-release was on the 3DS in 2012 as Nintendo does. Like, at this point how many remasters have been done last year alone? Now, show of hands, who actually played a Kid Icarus game before Smash Brothers?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it's safe to say that a majority of us got curious about Kid Icarus because of Smash Brothers. But if you're someone who grew up in the late 80s and early 90s, then you probably watched Captain and the Game Master, which...
I'll never fit into this pipe!
Nonsense. All you need is a little lubrication.
Yeah, let's work on that Mine Eraser so we can fucking fix you. But yeah, no personal history here. I mainly got curious about the franchise because of its own very unique take on Greek myth, and especially in the case for Uprising. Think the characters are great. So now, let's answer the question. Is Kid Icarus any good? And is it a game I can recommend to you? Let's find out. So the plot of Kid Icarus is pretty simple. Go only 3 stages, 4 levels each. Who made this, my math teacher?
The homework today is only 2 questions. Each one has 26 parts.
Why would you do that?
Plus a final boss level and rescue Palutena, the goddess of light. Cause it's an old school Nintendo game and therefore we must save a person of higher power.
Trope alert! Call the first thought police!
Now, depending on your performance, you could get one of 5 endings.
Freddy Fazbear. Freddy Fazbear. Freddy Fazbear. C'est de Freddy Fazbear. C'est de Freddy Fazbear. Oh, later. C'est de Freddy Fazbear. Oh,
5 endings. 5 endings. Again, 5 fucking endings. Plural endings. More than one. Many fucking endings. Hey, Dick Slice, snap out of it. I'm back at the fucking multiple endings again. Jesus fucking Christ, what is with you with picking up games that have multiple endings? Free me from this hell! Now, depending on how well you did, Palutena could bestow Pit with headgear or turn him into a full angel, in which she would give him a kiss on the cheek. Did they discuss this in Uprising, or did they just never bring this up? I mean, I know it's not a full kiss on the lips, but still. I don't know, I'll look.
And that's not all I can see, Pit. I can also see what's in your heart.
Oh! That's really something.
So you'd better not be thinking about anything naughty.
What? How did you...
Just kidding. Seriously? Reading hearts through laurel crowns?
Look, Palutena, if you really want to catch someone's naughtiness, just look up yourself, Samus and Bayonetta, not that I would know. But yeah, that's the story. Just go from stage to stage and kill the goddess of darkness, Medusa. And why did Medusa do this? Because Palutena turned her into the monstrous Gorgon we see and banished her to the underworld.
Hello?
God doesn't love you.
What the fuck? Is this the guy who talks about men fucking monkeys?
Other than that, it's an old school Nintendo game, so you can't really criticize the game for having a super simple plot. Let's move on to the gameplay now, shall we? Gameplay of Kid Icarus puts us in control of Pit. Very missed opportunity there.
And like Pit's name isn't Icarus.
Okay, this joke has officially run its course.
Thank you, Sakurai, for doing my job for me. And name of the game is Platform, shoot with your bow and arrow, and die. It's a super simple 2D platformer with shooter gameplay. You can aim Pit's bow from left, right, and up, while also being able to control Pit's jump while in the air, unlike in Castlevania 1 through 3. Cause we all know, Simon and Trevor have the aerial movement of a drunk horse. That's on fire. There are optional rooms you can go into to get either health pickups or currency. Both are represented by red wine and hearts? I'm sorry, red wine for health and hearts for currency? Did Pit hang out with Dionysus and Simon Belmont before going on this adventure? And keep in mind, Pit consumes a lot of red wine and eventually goes through full barrels of red wine. So I'm more so surprised that he's not shit-faced wasted during all this. What's it gonna look like when IGN is in control of Pit?
I'm so drunk I can barely see.
And if you played South Park: The Fractured Butthole, then you would know what a red wine drunk is like. What the hell was I talking about again? Oh yeah, the gameplay. So starting out, Pit is very, in Sonic Force's terms, weak! He has very little health to where it feels like it's somewhat unfair, putting a guy who lasts about as long as celebrity marriages against Reapers and Reapettes. The Reapers are tanky and can take a lot of hits. Anyone who's seen Puss in Boots 2 can vouch for that. But the Reapette status spawns are quite possibly the most annoying enemies I had the displeasure of facing against in a video game. And keep in mind, the most recent videos of mine involved these pieces of shit!
Hi, we're little dancing mannequins. We make your life literal hell.
Throughout the stages, there are also little rooms you can enter, like this one where you have to try and pick the bags that don't have a god of poverty because... wait, what is this guy doing in here? I'm probably better without answers. And if it's not obvious enough, I'm playing this via Nintendo Switch Online, so I can pretty much use the rewind feature to cheese these things. Yes, it's cheating, but hi, I'm Howard Kid the Reviewer, professional user of every exploit possible in video games.
Oh, you're cheating!
I don't give a shit! There are also shops you can find where the prices are— oh great sons of Zeus!
Here we go.
That's $37.
And I thought United States gas prices are inflated. These prices make gas prices look like the McDonald's dollar menu.
$101 for a Krabby Patty? With cheese, Mr. Squidward! With cheese?
Well, there is a way to do a special sale, but that requires you to... And get this. Pick up the second controller and press A and B. Why? And keep in mind, Kid Icarus released almost a year before the old Nintendo Power magazine started and way before the internet went public. So you couldn't use guides for magazines or online guides. You're more boned than the women Zeus forced himself on.
Just about how fucked am I? Aw man, you're fucked. Fucked is what you'll be.
If there's something else when it comes to the gameplay that I find incredibly stupid, it's the fact that when you die, you go back to the very beginning of the stage. What the shit? There's no checkpoint. So I guess this is where Echo the Dolphin got the idea of no checkpoints for the entire game. Fun! It could be worse. I could be playing Sprinkle Sprinkle Mr. Car right now.
Oh, we can arrange that.
Holy fuck! So back to the enemies. I think it's safe to say that these are a massive departure from the traditional monsters of Greek myth. I mean, other than Medusa, since out of all the Greek monsters, she is quite possibly the most iconic of them all. But then we have what is quite possibly the most unique enemy in the game. Are you ready? Here it is. The Sirens. And no, your eyes do not deceive you. This is from the official game manual. Except the manual is uncensored. Nintendo, you know, good old family-friendly Nintendo designed an enemy that has its bazonkas out more often than Aphrodite.
Cala! Ah, phew, there you are. SMP said you may be here. Whatever you're about to do, please don't do it. What the fuck?
You know, for kids! But of course, I can't talk about Kid Icarus without bringing up the most iconic enemy of this game in particular, the Eggplant Wizard. You know who else is an Eggplant Wizard?
Oh, great. He's here. I'm out.
Thanks for saving me? Oh, is that what I was supposed to be doing? Nah, she just hates me. I got a new addition to my seashell collection that day, though. Why is it that I have to fight for any other character SMP's channel uses to cameo, except for you? Back on track, these dick-hatted VeggieTale Dungeons & Dragons OC rejects turn you into an eggplant, and now you can't do squat other than jump. So, how do you remove the eggplant? You have to go to a hospital. Is this what feeling high is like? Because I feel like this is from the mind of someone like Shaggy. Well, to be fair, that would explain why it always smells like weed around here. But, yeah, overall the gameplay is okay at best if I'm being honest here. Visually?
Yeah, well, it's fine. She'll be fine. It's fine.
Enemies are very varied, and none of them look alike, and the game sports a pretty neat color palette, though I do regret not taking a look at its 3DS version, since that version actually has backgrounds and not a black void for me to see my reflection through. My ugly reflection I have now. And the wolf form isn't helping either. I use jokes to mask my insecurities. As for OST, it's also fine. Granted, it's not as iconic as the likes of Super Mario Bros., Metroid, Zelda, or Castlevania, but I think Kid Icarus' OST is still pretty nice. So now, let's recap. The story is stupidly simplistic, gameplay, while it has its issues, is pretty decent. Visually, it's pretty vibrant, especially its 3DS version. But OST is okay to kind of forgettable. So here are my closing thoughts. Overall, everyone, Kid Icarus is just okay. Granted, the NES library of games is known for some great to alright games, but Kid Icarus is just so unique while also having flaws.
I just think they're neat.
Kid Icarus, while you may not get the love you rightfully deserve, you still have a place in many gamers' hearts as a certified Nintendo classic. You know, this game is kind of like the tragic tale of Icarus himself. The game flew too close to the sun that it sadly burned away and left to the realm of obscurity. In Smash Brothers. So overall, Kid Icarus gets my score of a 5.5 out of 10. But now I want to know from you all. Did you play Kid Icarus? What did you think of it? And is it a game you would recommend to a friend? Please leave your answers and more down in the comments. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And while you're here, consider subscribing and turn on the bell to be notified whenever I make a new video. As always, my social media links are down below. I've been Horror Kid and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.